games at Albany.
Two of us that actually played it.
If my high school had lacrosse, I would have played.
Yeah, but
we did in gym.
We did in gym, yeah.
They didn't want you getting hurt.
That's a good point. Yeah.
No, seriously, that's the main reason why most schools don't have it.
Or wrestling.
The insurance for it's more expensive than football.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're getting a fucking 3-inch solid rubber chucked at you all the time.
and you get to run around with pieces of metal and hit each other with them.
And you're not wearing real pads.
I suppose used to have boxing at one time. Mm-hmm. So.
Anyway.
Well, that's true. But, I mean, that was also like, back in the day where they had like state and regional championships for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, boxing as a whole is dying. Mm-hmm. The popularity. The sport is still going. I still watch it when it's on ESPN.
Yep.
I'll watch it for a good fight.
If I had HBO, I'd watch it on HBO if they still did it. I don't know if they do.
They do.
Dan O'Shea, have you canceled your HBO yet?
Probably, because...
No?
I'm excited for that new His Dark Materials series coming out, so...
What's that?
You remember The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman?
No.
Pretty popular fantasy series that they're making. I think HBO is just producing it for American audiences. It's really being made by, like, the BBC.
Oh. Yeah, I don't watch anything fantasy, really. I don't watch, like,
HBO
Harry
is
Potter.
Usually good for pretty solid programming anyway. Because, they're releasing a version, like, a series on The Watchmen.
Yeah, that looks cool. I'm excited for that as well.
Like, they've got other things coming down the pipeline. HBO doesn't, like, just make one show. If you think about it, 3 of the most popular shows over the last 20 years have been produced by HBO.
Did HBO do Oz?
Yes.
Oz was good.
Right, but, and that's one people can make the argument for. But, if you think about the shows that they've come up with, and I'm sorry to get off on tangent, but they made The Wire. They made Sopranos. They adapted Game of Thrones. They've had 6 Feet Under. There's just so... Like, Entourage. There's so many shows.
I watched like 3 episodes of Entourage, and I was like, these whiny bitches, get off my fucking TV.
Then it wasn't for you. It wasn't made for you.
It wasn't.
You're like the person that doesn't get the joke about lawn dying with an inflatable pool because you own an apartment.
Right.
It wasn't for you.
We're way off track again. How did we get to HBO?
We're talking about boxing.
Subscriptions in boxing.
Yeah.
In Hard Knocks.
Let's rein it in.
Speaking of rain, it's been raining a lot here lately, and that rain's going to continue into the NCAA Lacrosse Championships. Like how I tied that all in?
There you go.
I did.
Smooth.
Very good.
Thank you. I'm not the master of segues, but yeah. Do I claim that title now? Is that a thing?
I'm Mr. Thursday Night. You can do whatever.
All right, yes. Mr. Thursday Night, we got the king of segues. What the hell's going on? Lacrosse. Oh, yes, man.
Lacrosse, baby.
So it's almost the top 4 seeds made the Final Four. It's 1, 2, 3, and 5. Did you guys see that fucking Yale-Penn game?
No, I did not. Why? What happened?
Oh my god, it was fucking insane. Overtime, Yale beats Penn 19-18.
Really?
Yes.
Seems like a good game to watch.
It was such a good game.
You guys didn't have Grant Amen. He was out injured, so I think that might tip the balance in your favor.
In whose favor?
In Penn State's favor.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, so Penn State.
That's one record, 91 assists. And he's going to add to that.
He is so fucking good. So good. Why is my phone trying to show me Michael Keaton right now?
Were you looking up Michael Keaton earlier?
I must have been, yeah. Penn State just absolutely beat the dog shit out of Loyola, 21-14.
Loyola was just happy to be there.
Loyola's a lacrosse powerhouse.
They can be from time to time, if that's what you mean.
They usually are.
They're usually like top 16.
Yeah. Virginia barely escapes Maryland 13-12. And Duke barely escapes Notre Dame 14-13. Both of those games went into overtime. The only team that did not have an overtime game that is left in the Final Four is Penn State.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Yeah, the shot clock is really making things more interesting for lacrosse. I wasn't really for it when it was first implemented, but it really is speeding it up. And, you know, you don't get some of the beautiful passing as much, but it's making for more scoring, which means more excitement.
It really does.
I agree with the shot clock, because there's a lot of times where in the NCAA, especially in the lacrosse, that teams would hold on to the ball just for the sake of doing it. And
yes, you could kill a game late, which, you know, you can't do anymore, which is good, because that is the worst. Like, I hate that as, like, a sportsmanship thing. Like, I get it's, you know, it can guarantee a win, but I hate, you know, just holding on to the ball, to the puck, to the whatever.
But then you get those assholes at Ohio State who fucking know how to make it look like they're taking a shot, but they're not, to avoid the shot clock.
Taking a shit?
No, because what happens is if the referees think that you're holding the ball for too long, they'll call a shot clock. And you have that amount of time to get off a shot, like an actual shot.
Okay.
Fucking Ohio State fucking loves doing these bounce passes near the goal and making it look like it's a shot, so that they don't get shot clocks. But they have no intention on shooting. They're fucking passing it to each other. Assholes.
Yeah, they gotta.
it's certainly not perfected yet.
Fix that.
What was that?
I think they could fix that if they just require you to actually, like, have a shot on goal, like hit the goalie or hit the net.
Yeah, but then, I mean, you could. The lacrosse purists are going to say no. That's stupid. But I'm excited. I think this is going to be one of the most fun Final Fours to watch. Last year, I felt like Albany was going to beat Yale. I really did.
I thought they were too.
But I thought that Duke was just going to absolutely curb stomp. Was it Virginia they played last year? No, it was Ohio State.
No, yeah, it was Ohio State.
Yeah. Wait.
No,
Johns Hopkins.
Yeah, I was going to say, no, it was way more prestigious school than Ohio State was as far as lacrosse.
It was Johns Hopkins, because the whole thing was you could see Scott Marr coach against his son in the championship. But I thought that Duke was going to just curb stomp them, and they really had no chance. Yale just absolutely demolished Albany. They weren't good games. And then the national championship, obviously Yale beats Duke. Do you think we see a repeat of Yale-Duke national championship?
I think so, yeah.
You think Yale's going to upset Penn State? And you think Duke's going to beat Virginia?
I mean, if Yale can use what they gained from getting the face-off man they did, they have a chance, yeah. If you can dominate the X, then you can change the entire dynamic of that game.
It's hugely iffy. I mean, Duke has historically dominated Virginia, and you know they are 3-time national champions. So I think that I like Duke over Virginia, but even though Yale is what I call a false 5 seed, because that's below what I think their actual ranking is. They're definitely top 3. I really do like the look of Penn State. And, you know, it was a close game, their first matchup. And again, Penn State did not have Grant Amin, and I think that's going to be a difference maker.
I have a hard time accepting the idea that you can win if you don't control the ball. And I don't think Penn State's going to control the ball.
I think the face-off is going to be a huge thing. If Penn State can be competitive on the face-off, they have a real chance to do some damage on Yale and keep them on their heels for most of the game. If they can't, it might be a problem for them.
Oh, yeah. If you let...
Another thing... Sorry.
I was going to say, if you let Yale score 2-3 goals in a row, they're not going to stop.
No, it could. That's the other thing. It could get out of control quick, and that could spell bad news for Penn State. But, I mean, Penn State's an extremely talented school, and they have a really good chance of dominating in their own right this year.
Yeah, they're a program on the rise, and...
well, the Big Ten in general has been on the rise in lacrosse for a while now.
Well, yeah, Penn State, Maryland especially, Ohio State. I almost called them the Blue Jays. Johns Hopkins. Yeah, the Big Ten is pretty stacked when it comes to lacrosse.
They're putting through a lot of lacrosse talent now.
The ACC does as well.
Yeah, but I mean the ACC has been doing this for a long time. I mean, it used to be more of a northeastern thing, but it's really expanded in the last couple of years to being something bigger than that.
Utah joined the ranks, joining Denver out west. Which, by the way, going back to why I think Yale has a really good chance to win this game, T.D. Ierlan, when he was in Albany, went up against two of the best Fogos of all time. Well, technically only one's a Fogo. Trevor Baptiste likes to stay on the field. But Trevor Baptiste was historically the best, and he just got absolutely destroyed by T.D. Ierlan. And then when Albany played Yale in the regular season and then in the Final Four, Mackey got the better of him in the Final Four, but T.D. Ierlan demolished Mackey, a much bigger, much more physical face-off guy in the regular season. So,
yeah, he wins like 76% of his face-offs. It's crazy.
Yeah, T.D. Ierlan could be the difference for Yale.
He could.
Very well could be.
And Yale, also for Yale, big thing right here.
Ben Reeves.
No, the mascot game. They have
Handsome Dan. Yes.
Handsome Dan.
Yup.
Handsome Dan the 18th.
Really quickly, I'm just looking through the tournament. Penn State played UMBC, the representative from the America East, beat them 25-10.
Yeah, I mean,
that's an ass kicking.
Yeah, that's just not fair. That's just mean.
Yeah, it really is.
It's just disrespectful.
Super disrespectful. But Yale's men's lacrosse is just so good. Like, right from the get-go, you got Joseph Sessa, and he's incredible. Dan Agelis, so good. And then you bring in T.D. asshole Ierlan. Will Weitzel.
Who must not be named.
Yeah. Jackson Morrill, so fucking good. He is so good.
Yeah, he's got a 40-40 season, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's no joke.
You got fucking Mackey. You got Starr. Jack Starr, the fucking best goalie in lacrosse last season.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I remember Morrill is, I think, the first player in their history to get 40 goals, 40 assists in a season.
Nice.
That's incredible.
And then probably the most underrated player in college lacrosse, Chris Fake. He's so good.
Him and Ben Reeves.
Yeah.
What a great name, by the way.
Matt Gaudette. Yeah. Oh, Fake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yep. Matt Gaudette. Thomas Bragg. What a name there.
Yep. Some of the lacrosse names are just awesome.
Yeah. And Ben Reeves. Ben Reeves with anyone else on the fucking